What if I told you a 450 million super team is already falling apart? This isn't just bad form. It's late-game collapses, wasted chances, and a system that suddenly doesn't work. So how did a perfect project turn into a disaster so fast? A dream that looked perfect on paper. At first glance, everything about Liverpool's recent project looked unstoppable. The club invested heavily, around 450 million, bringing in elite talent across multiple positions, a top-tier playmaker from Germany, a proven Premier League striker, exciting young prospects, fullbacks built for the modern game, capable of running endlessly up and down the pitch. On paper, this wasn't just a rebuild, it looked like the beginning of a new era. A squad packed with pace, creativity, and depth. Under a new manager who had just delivered immediate success, expectations skyrocketed. Liverpool weren't just aiming to compete, they were expected to dominate. And for a moment, it seemed like they would. The team topped their Champions League group phase. Domestically, they looked sharp early on. Everything pointed toward long-term success. But football has a brutal way of exposing reality. And this season, reality has hit Liverpool hard. The collapse nobody expected. Despite the massive investment and strong foundation, Liverpool's season has been filled with inconsistency and frustration. The most shocking part? Their inability to close games. They have dropped points in dramatic fashion, conceding multiple goals deep into stoppage time. Not once, not twice, but repeatedly. In fact, they've suffered an unprecedented number of late-game collapses, conceding decisive goals in the 90th minute or beyond multiple times this season. That's not just bad luck. That's a pattern. And patterns like this reveal deeper problems: mental, tactical, and structural. For a club that spent nearly £500 million, these kinds of results are simply unacceptable. The attack, big names, small output. Surprisingly, one of Liverpool's biggest issues lies in their attack. On paper, their forward line looks dangerous, but in reality, the numbers tell a different story. Compared to last season, their attacking output has dropped significantly. Previously, Liverpool's front line was among the most productive in the league. Goals were flowing, assists were consistent, there was a sense of unpredictability and constant threat. Now, that edge is gone. Even after investing heavily in attacking players, the total goal contribution from the front line has decreased dramatically. Players who were once clinical now struggle to convert chances. Opportunities are created, but not finished. And in modern football, that's a fatal weakness. The decline of a superstar. No discussion about Liverpool's struggles is complete without mentioning their biggest star. Last season, he was unstoppable. Scoring consistently, creating chances, carrying the team in crucial moments. He wasn't just performing, he was dominating. This season tells a very different story. His goal output has dropped. His sharpness in front of goal has faded. The quick decision-making that once made him deadly now seems slower, less precise. At one point, he went months without scoring in the league, a shocking drought for a player of his caliber. And when your main attacking leader declines, the entire system feels it. Liverpool didn't just lose goals. They lost identity. The Isak situation. Liverpool made a huge statement signing by bringing in Alexander Isak for a record fee. The expectation was clear: he would take over as the main goal scorer, especially as other players began to decline. But things haven't gone according to plan. Injuries have disrupted his season. A serious leg issue kept him out for extended periods, limiting his ability to build momentum. Even when available, his impact hasn't matched expectations. His shooting frequency has dropped. The quality of his chances has decreased. And overall, he hasn't been able to replicate the form that made him so dangerous at his previous club. When you invest that much money in a striker, you expect immediate results. Liverpool haven't gotten them. The missing piece. One of the most overlooked losses in Liverpool's squad this season isn't a specific player, it's something far harder to measure: chaos. Last season, Liverpool had individuals who could completely disrupt a game in seconds. Players who didn't just follow structure, but broke it. quick dribbles that pulled defenders out of position, sudden bursts of pace that created panic, moments of pure improvisation that turned nothing into something. That unpredictability made Liverpool incredibly difficult to defend against. This season, that element feels almost absent. The attack looks more organized, more structured, but also far more predictable. Opponents can read their movements, anticipate their patterns, and stay compact without being stretched. There's less risk, but also far less danger. And without that spark, even talented players struggle to break through disciplined defensive blocks. What once felt explosive now feels controlled, but limited. And in football, being predictable is often the quickest way to become ineffective. A team that starts behind and stays there. One of Liverpool's biggest problems this season is how they begin matches. Too often, they find themselves conceding first, putting immediate pressure on the team. And while last season they were known for dramatic comebacks, that resilience seems to have disappeared. Now, when they go behind, everything changes. Confidence drops, the tempo slows, and the structure begins to fall apart. Instead of controlling games and dictating play, Liverpool are forced into reacting, and at the highest level, that's a dangerous position to be in. Defensive instability is killing them. While the attack has struggled, the defense has been just as concerning, if not worse. Key defenders are clearly out of form, and mistakes have become a regular feature rather than a rare occurrence. Poor positioning, slow decision-making, and a lack of coordination have turned what was once a reliable backline into a fragile system. Liverpool are conceding too easily, and more importantly, they're conceding at the worst possible moments. Late goals, costly errors, and dropped leads have become part of their identity this season. These aren't just isolated incidents anymore, they point to a deeper structural issue that hasn't been solved. Tactical questions around the manager. All of this inevitably raises questions about the manager. He was given full trust, significant financial backing, and the freedom to shape this squad. The players were his choices, and the system reflects his vision. But this season, many of his decisions have come under scrutiny. Substitutions often arrive too late, adjustments feel reactive rather than proactive, and the team frequently looks unbalanced during key moments. At times, Liverpool doesn't resemble a controlled, elite side. It looks open, chaotic, and unsure of itself. And in modern football, where structure and balance are everything, that's a serious concern. The bigger problem. When you step back and look at everything together, the issue goes beyond tactics or individual performances. Liverpool isn't just dealing with poor form, they're facing an identity crisis. The team no longer controls matches the way it once did. The attack lacks efficiency, the defense lacks confidence, and under pressure, the response simply isn't there. It feels like a team stuck between two versions of itself, the dominant force it used to be and the uncertain side it's becoming. And right now, it doesn't fully resemble either. Where do they go from here? Despite all these challenges, the situation isn't beyond repair. The quality in the squad is still there, and the foundation hasn't completely collapsed. But for things to improve, changes are necessary, both tactically and mentally. Liverpool need to rediscover their intensity, sharpen their finishing, and rebuild their structure. Most importantly, they need to fix their mentality. Because in football, talent alone is never enough to win titles. Consistency is what separates good teams from great ones. And right now, that's exactly what Liverpool is missing. If this shocked you, just wait until you see what happens next to Liverpool. Because this story isn't over yet, and it could get even worse. If you want to stay ahead of the game, like and subscribe.